Dougie, I love getting up with you in the morning.
Dougie? Who's Dougie?
You know, Dougie the Freitas from Nice Radio.
Monday to Friday from 6:35 in the morning.
6:43 is the time. A very pleasant good morning to those who are now joining us and those who have been with us with the wee hours from the wee hours of the morning. I want to thank you for being there, And remember, whatever you do or say today, whether you agree or you disagree vehemently, on a matter of point with family, social, religious, or political, to do it in love, because love is God, love is of God, and love conquers all. Wanted to have a nice day today, a great day, a most wonderful day, and ladies, please keep sugar jealous. Today is Wednesday, the 10th of June, 2020. The state of our state, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and who's fooling who? The state of our state, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and who's fooling who? You see, this country has been taken for a bad ride by the ULP. But the ULP itself had a smooth ride for 20 years and hoping and planning to continue in this terrible, discomforting ride to us as Vincentians. How? By fooling you again and again. It is my opinion that they have won 2 elections with a reduced majority in the second one in 2005. But when they recognized that they had lost traction, they started to practice how to thief elections. You remember how Daniel Cummins and Major complained about the handling of ballots in the 2005 elections? Do you remember the incident regarding one Raggy? Let Daniel Cummins remind you, and I hope he does sometime soon. Between 2010 and 2015, everyone in SVG knows that they did not win those past 2 elections. Jomo Thomas, in his crowd fallout with him, explained how he was treated and how they can manipulate the elections. You remember what Jomo said, If you don't want to be fooled, ask Jomo for a recording and a printout of his explaining of what happened in South Leeward to Jomo Thomas. You ask him. Pre-2001 and pre-COVID. In 2001, the value of money as of against 2000 and today is at a 33% inflation if you take 2000 and 2020. That is to say that in 2000, if you had $1, you would need $1.49 today to have the same purchasing power to buy something of the same item. I'm trying my best to keep it as simple as possible. It's not always possible. But putting it that way, and if you look at this way, if a person in 2000 worked for $1,000, today that person will need to work for $1,490 to buy some of the same things that they once bought in 2000. I don't know how to make it simpler, but I'll try my best. From 2012 to 2020, now the inflation rate changed. In that period between 2012 and 2020, it is 1.64% per year. That is that if you have $1, you need $1.14 between that period. Since 2012, and I stand to be corrected to be exact, but not far off, the NIS has not increased pensions as of today. If you take 2012 to 20 inflation of that 1.64% per year, a person receiving $1,226 per month in pension now need to receive $1,386.85, but nothing has changed. Why? How are pensioners to survive? Yet this government is more concerned with their image in a fickle hotel industry that private enterprise should be dominating. They have invested in Clico and Baico and lost some $62 million. Who is financing all these losses? Not the government. It is the contributors to the pension fund called NIS. So I jump from that to agriculture because I'm trying to show you this bad ride and the falseness that exists in this country for our ULP government. Agriculture and tourism from 2000 to 2019 prior to COVID. I ain't dealing with COVID. Agriculture economy in total generated some $250 million. I guess Bishai will deal with all the details on Monday night when he comes to his Finding Eden, because there are a lot of data out there. Between 1998 and 2001, tourism generated $300 million per year. Between both of them, that's $550 million a year. Under this ULP administration, from 2005 to now, agriculture went as low as $38 million a year. I ain't dealing with the fresh fruit output because I'll take too long to deal with that, because that went to $16 million. So, and tourism went to $178 million. Yet the ULP brags about doing magnificently well. If you take agriculture $250 million today, in today's inflation of the 33%, which I talked to you about, if between 2000 and 2020, the ULP would have to generate $332.5 million per year to make up the differential of $82 million per year, totaling the $1.64 billion only in the inflation terms. These are serious issues, you know. So when we've lost all these monies, who fooling who? Who financing these losses, what they call deficit? I ask you. And you know what they're going to say? Oh, don't worry, Doug, he's just put a set of figures out of nothing. They're talking stupidness and foolishness. You see, the national debt in 2000 was $580 million. And if you want to even inflate that to today's rate, that's $771 million. But at that time, it was high in productivity and sustainability. But today's officially, the ULP says it's $1.7 billion, when in fact, that does not include the Petro-Korean monies of $980 million declared by Scotiabank. ULP says $165 million. So if you minus the 165, you still leave $815 million. That takes your national debt up to $2.5 billion. And if you add the undeclared portion of the airport that they never told us, which is about $600 million, you are up to $3.1 billion in debt. And you want to know why I could be so confident about that? I want to remind you that Barbados, prior to their election, said that their debt was $7 billion. And when after elections, it is $15 billion. You don't think the same thing is happening in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? They have made us poorer. And let me explain to you how they've made us poorer. Because as I speak, every Vincentian, man, woman, and child, owes, even for a child born in the womb, owes about $29,000, $29,500 to $30,000. In 2000, each Vincentian, man, woman, and child, only owed about $5,471. And even if you take the 33% that I told you of the inflation rate between that period of time, it can't come more than $7,000, $7,500 owed by each person, not $29,000, $30,000. You see, we have been made poorer, but the ULP and their families, they became richer. And that's why yesterday I asked him yesterday, how rich did you get in 20 years, you and your family? How rich? So who's fooling who? Remove the ULP from governance. Don't allow them to steal another election. And then you would see that Dougie DeFreitas was telling you the truth, that our national debt is more like $3 billion. And stop them from stealing elections, and you will find that out for sure. For sure.
Morning, you're gonna blow that engine.